Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Well, ESP Guitars has just announced their 2025 guitar lineup. I want to share my thoughts and opinions with you all, check out the lineup together, and just hang out and talk about some new cool guitars for the new year, alright? So in case you guys aren't familiar with who I am and what I do, my name is Xander Raymond Charles. I'm a solo artist, I'm a hired gun, touring musician, riff writer, creator, and I love this time of year because it's my favorite time of year as a guitar player and as a content creator, because we can check out the new guitars that we can use to create new music, to have on the channel, to play live, etc. Right? It's just always a fun time of the year for myself and anybody who loves new guitars. So before we get into the actual new guitars, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, you know, to support me in any and every which way. I really appreciate it. Follow me on any sort of social media platform. Red Note is the new one right now. I'm on there and I'm crushing it. We're on our way to almost 1,300 followers. You know, it's exciting, right? Follow me on any sort of streaming service platform so you can check out my original music. With that being said, thank you guys so much. Let's get on into the new guitars from ESP, shall we? All right, up on your screen right now, we have new guitars for 2025. We are on the ESP Guitars website. Let's dive on in. I have seen some of these being teased all over the internet. I haven't dove into any sort of prices or specs or anything like that. This is a genuine reaction. I'm aware of some, but I really don't know much, okay? So finally, first and foremost, it is here, the new Mick Thomson ESP signature guitar. Mick Thomson from Slipknot has been with ESP for give or take 2 years, I do believe, ever since he left Jackson, and we finally have a new signature model. And upon first glance, there's a lot to unpack. First and foremost, it looks the most unique compared to, say, his Ibanez and his Jackson and his BC Rich, obviously, but he's always kind of stuck to one particular type of guitar, and it is similar here. However, it does look vastly different. It is not an all blacked out guitar with white binding, first and foremost. There's only one pickup. There's no mounted Floyd Rose looking bridge thing. We have a new bridge here. It is different, man. So let's check it out. For $1,600, that makes sense, honestly, at this point. I'm so done with talking about prices and yada, yada, yada. That's such old news. You know, the prices are expensive. Get over it type of thing. Upon first glance, everybody, I like the Jackson a lot more. I like that aesthetic that much more. I will say, though, I do welcome the new bridge system as well as a single pickup. Mick Thomson's always been known for using two pickups, so the fact that he just went with one single bridge pickup is huge for me and something that I really thoroughly enjoy, because I myself only really ever use one pickup, and that is the bridge pickup. So that's cool, man. Color's okay. You know, silver's always welcome, right? Gunmetal gray, whatever you want to call it. And one thing to note here is we did not get the single cut that a lot of people did wish for. So maybe in the future we'll get the Mick Thomson Eclipse, but for right now we're kind of, you know, getting something that's a little bit different, a little bit new, but still very much what we've been used to from the man himself on the consumer market. And let's just go through the specs. 25.5-inch scale, 3-piece maple neck, ebony board, that all makes sense. Stainless steel frets, that's huge. You know, LTD and ESP are really pushing the stainless steel frets anymore. That makes sense. That's awesome. And for $1,600, that makes sense, right? You know, the more I look at it, the more I am enjoying it. I think it's because I'm used to a certain aesthetic from Mick that, like, it was a little bit jarring, but jarring not necessarily in a bad way, just a little bit different. But that being said, man, you know, this is probably my second favorite signature model that he's ever come out with. So it's cool that there's something different and it's not just like an ESP take on the Jackson or the Ibanez. So for that, I do welcome it. Moving on. We have this kind of Firebird looking thing here. RZK number 3 in Olympic White. Who is this? Richard ZK, co-founder of lead guitars for Rammstein. Okay, did not know that. I like this guitar a lot, man. I don't know anything about it yet, but it looks like we have what's going to be like a kill switch, big volume knob, a coil split, and a toggle switch. So, you know, it's got the Rammstein logo in there. It's kind of sick, man. It's kind of classy. You got an old school vibe, old school approach. We got a guy giving the middle finger on the back of the guitar. That's always welcome. Always a nice touch for my guitars. If they have a guy giving the middle finger on the back, I'm always going to like that one more. You guys know that. For $2,000, that's very, very expensive. But let's see what we got here. 25.5-inch scale, alder body, 3-piece maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, thin U shape, 22 extra jumbo stainless steel frets, locking tuners from LTD, Tone Pros hardware. We got Fishman RZK pickups, so signature pickups for the man himself. And yeah, pretty much does it for us. It's cool. It's got a cool aesthetic. Pretty expensive though. Up next, looks like we have a Josh Middleton Deep Blood Moon, a JM-I. This is cool. Another one pickup guitar. It looks like one pickup guitars are the way to go here in 2025. I'm a huge fan of that, right? 25.5-inch scale. Okay, so it's interesting. A lot of these are very much the same. 25.5-inch scale, alder body, stainless steel frets, Fishman Fluence modern. Okay, cool. So, you know, kind of what you would expect from Josh. It is what it is. Not necessarily my favorite guitar. The Blood Moon is an interesting color, black and red with like the kind of pink in the middle. That's cool, man. You know, it felt, upon looking at it, it felt like a Josh Middleton guitar, so that makes sense to me. Up next, we have a really beautiful purple guitar, an ALR-II. Who is ALR? Andy LaRocque. King Diamond. Okay, so this guy plays for King Diamond. I think purple guitars are some of my favorite guitars ever, so I welcome it. It's not the most, you know, metal thing in the world, but purple's a really beautiful color, especially on instruments, so I dig this a lot. I also dig the top with the white binding. That's a nice touch. That's a nice added little extra layer of class. The white binding against the purple makes it pop. We have Seymour Duncan pickups. We have a Floyd of some kind. 24.75-inch scale. That's interesting. A Strat style guitar with a Gibson scale. Okay. Stainless steel frets. Floyd Rose 1000. Yep, makes sense. Seymour Duncan Custom Stack Plus in the neck, and in the bridge we have a JB. Okay, you know, congrats, man. I dig this guitar a lot. It's probably my favorite guitar out of all of them so far. It looks like we have a neck through, if I had to guess right there. Yep, construction neck through. Okay, cool. Just making sure I had that right. Yeah, definitely my favorite so far. This one is my favorite over the Mick Thomson. Up next, we have a Caleb Shomo from Baritones signature guitar. This beats out the purple one we just checked out. This is really cool, man. This kind of reminds me of like the Lee Malia from Bring Me a couple years ago. Just like that gold aesthetic with the natural wood. This looks really cool, man. Old school vibes. I'm really curious to see what pickups are in here. Seymour Duncan quarter pound and Seymour Duncan custom 14 with a gold cover. Okay. Yeah, this is cool, man. Definitely the coolest guitar so far. Mahogany body, 25.5-inch scale. Okay, yeah, this is definitely really sick, man. So congrats to Caleb. Actually, Caleb was at the Spirit Box show that I was at. He was in the audience with like Steph Carpenter and Misha, and that was a really cool thing, man, to see all these like legends just in the crowd, you know, amongst other people. So yeah, that was cool, man. Up next, we have an Alex Wade from Whitechapel, new guitar. This is very Whitechapel looking, you know, mean, blacked out, you know, black and gold aesthetic always hits, right? This is what you would expect from a metal deathcore band like this. Baritone Jazzmaster single pickup, again, another single pickup with an Evertune 27-inch scale. Not my favorite scale length for baritones. You guys know I love my 30s, but that's okay. You know, this would be great for like your drop A's or drop G's, you know, etc. But that's awesome, man. You know, Whitechapel's an amazing band, and you know, congrats to Alex. You know, he's been crushing it for years now, so he's definitely deserving of something cool like this, man. Very, very expensive though, and it's probably because of the Evertune, $2,200. That's expensive. All right, now we have an M1000. This looks like it's just a regular production model guitar, kind of Super Strat-esque. Really dig this one. I'm on my Super Strats anymore. I think the next guitar I do purchase will have a floating Floyd, because this one has become my baby, and all my cool riffs have been written on this guitar. So like, I think I need another guitar to go along with it in the arsenal. So yeah, this is like very much my speed anymore here in 2025. I'm all about floating Floyds and bolt-ons and Super Strats, which is so funny because I was so against it for so long. I dig this one. I like the black and the blonde aesthetic. Floyd Rose 1000 SE, Fishman Moderns, 25.5-inch scale. Okay, very run-of-the-mill Super Strat, if you will. So I dig this one. One of the cooler guitars, we have the EC 2025 50th anniversary, a black and gold aesthetic 50th anniversary ESP LTD guitar. This is sick, man. A gold Les Paul style always crushes, man. Really dig this a lot, man. Seymour Duncan Alnico 2 and Seymour Duncan Custom 14 ESP exclusive. Gibson scale, metallic gold finish. Could do without the 50th anniversary logo right here, but that's just me nitpicking. Apart from that, this thing is absolutely amazing. I think this is, in fact, my favorite guitar out of the whole lot. This thing crushes, man. Metallic gold with the blacked out aesthetic. That's awesome, man. Congrats to ESP for having 50 years of awesome guitars. Now, I bet you guys are really curious about my thoughts and opinions on this one right here. We have a Silver Blast baritone 6-string Jazzmaster looking baritone guitar. What do I think of this? Well, Honestly, everybody, I'm not really a huge fan of the sandblasted Silverburst. And I'm not really sure why, because Silverburst is Silverburst, right? But I don't know, I think the level of class that like a metallic Silverburst has looks way cooler than like a sandblasted one. But that's just me, and that's just one man's opinion. It's kind of cool and kind of crazy how there's another Silverburst single pickup baritone guitar out there on the market. I mean, you know, that's cool, man. It's amazing to see that aesthetic and that vibe hit the market. I mean, ever since mine came out from Cerberus, you know, almost 2 years ago we announced them, it's cool to see like where baritones are at anymore. And, you know, not to say that I have a huge influence on that, but it is cool to see baritone Silverburst, you know what I mean? I think that's pretty sick. Only $1,500 too. It's actually relatively affordable. AS1 FR, so that is probably Alex. Yep, okay. New Alex signature guitar. That's okay, that's cool, right? Moving right along here, we have the M21 HT baritone. Baritone 27-inch scale. Okay, what pickup is that in there? ESP LH150B. I've never heard of that pickup before. Hot output, and perfect for rock and metal, but also can be split for single coil sounds. Okay. Yeah, blacked out baritone, really affordable, $550. Can't beat that, right? We got the man Stephen Carpenter from a band called Deftones and Soul Invicto. Beautiful guitar. Look at that, man. That's something Andrew Baino would pick up, right? This thing is absolutely amazing. A lot of gold and a lot of like black and yellow aesthetics here this year. This is probably one of the coolest Stephen Carpenter models in a long time. Congrats to Steph. Got to meet him this past November again at the Spirit Box show. Steph's an amazing player. You guys already know that. Really stoked on his guitar. Guys, go check out Soul Invicto and go listen to Deftones because they're both awesome. Up next, we have an MH1000 NT BB. Don't you forget it. What a name. Bold binding. Delivers exactly what the name says. Black satin finish with double thick silver painted binding on the body. Oh, okay. Oh, dang. That's sick. Yeah, this looks like the Raiders. That's actually really sick. Not bad. I dig this one, but it's just kind of run of the mill for me. We have a new Warbird for Willie Adler. Congrats to Willie. Willie's the man. Got a new kind of Les Paul Jr. looking one here. We have another sandblasted Telly. Another baritone. Yeah, so, okay. Common theme here for ESP. Baritones, Silverburst, and one pickup. Kind of sick, right? It's kind of everything that I personally love in guitars. Moving right along, man, I just want to talk about this one right here, the Silver Sunburst. I know a lot of you guys were sending me this one on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't. What's up? Thank you so much. $600 for a teardrop Silverburst Les Paul style guitar from ESP. That is sick, man. I'm probably gonna guess like some proprietary humbuckers, no brand name for $600. Yeah, ESP humbuckers, that makes sense, and probably no locking tuners, right? If I had to guess. Doesn't say, it just says LTD. I've gotten pretty good at this stuff to where like I can gauge what the aesthetics are and what the specs are gonna be. But yeah, man, look at all these guitars. A lot of one pickup guitars. This is kind of sick, man. Interesting. So many one pickup guitars. And a lot of Silverburst. And a lot of baritones. That's pretty cool, man. Here's another Silver Blast. This one's probably my favorite. I like this one better than the baritone for some reason. I'm not sure why. I guess because it looks like a Strat. I think it's because I don't like the baritone because I've said it a million times. It's like a phrase I've more or less made up that people have kind of continued to run with. And it's like, if you're going to make a baritone, make a baritone. 27-inch scale baritones just don't really do it for me, but that's just my own opinion. So for this, I like this one a lot. It's also cool that these have scallop frets from like the 17th to the 22nd. So that's actually sick. $1,500. Silver sandblast. Very interesting. I don't think it's ever been done before. Yeah, I dig it. Would I like this better if it was just a regular gloss Silverburst? Absolutely. However, sandblasted's pretty cool too. And then we have 3 extra single pickup guitars. So everybody, that's the lineup from ESP. Another amazing lineup. ESP always has the best lineup every single year. My favorites one are the Caleb, the 50th anniversary gold top. I like the Strat style Silver Blast. I think that one's really cool. And I like the Steph, and I like the bold binding one. So I like a lot of them. There's not many I don't like. But the most important one I think we can talk about right now is the Mick Thomson. And the Mick Thomson one is finally here, and we can finally talk about it, check it out, this and that. You know, I think I'll say it one more time. It's cool. It's not my favorite one. I think the Jackson one is my favorite, but that's okay. It's one man's opinion. But it's amazing to see Mick Thomson get his new guitar from ESP and we as consumers can check it out and potentially buy it. So everybody, what do you guys think of my thoughts and opinions? Leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down below as well in the comments. Tell me what you guys think about this new lineup. And with that being said, be sure to follow me on any sort of streaming service platform, any social media platform. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things I ask. I love you guys so much. Go Eagles. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your January. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Later.